Next week, back from the dealership, we got the OEM transfer case switch. There's the part number, made in Japan. Look at that, nice shiny and new. Make sure the connector looks the same. It does. So let's compare this one and this one with our benchtop power supply and a test light. So I just have the test light connected in series, and you'll see how much I have to press it to turn the test light on. Now sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There, kicked in and off. Let's plug in the new one. So as soon as you touch it, the test light turns on. So I don't have to like depress it all the way in. So the contact is right there. Just that first little step, and it's consistent. Okay, there's definitely a difference. Let's try the old one again. Now maybe if you exercise this one enough, it'll come back. You can see I'm pressing it, nothing. You have to depress it a lot to get the test light to turn on. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right there, it's not working. There, it kicked in. Not working. There, flashed a few times. So that's it. Let's install a new one, test drive this thing, and ship it. Brand new 4-wheel drive switch is installed. Let's do a final check at this 4-wheel drive module. So going from battery positive through a test light to pin 6, the black and red wire, and that switch should be grounded when this thing goes into 4-wheel drive. So right now we're in 2-wheel drive. Let's push the switch. It's in 4-wheel drive. I didn't see my test light. Now I should have power on there. That's power. Let's try to go back. Oh no! Crap! Why does that switch not work? So if we ground it, it works. If we unground it, it goes into 2-wheel drive. Is there a mechanical problem with this thing? This is really blowing my mind here. What if we unplug the test light completely? That's 4-wheel drive. Blinky, blinky, blinky. If we ground that, this is super bizarre. Did not expect that. This is the second part we're replacing on this Toyota. How? I'm going to take that switch out, put a bore scope in there, shift it into 4-wheel drive, and see if the switch is being depressed. I mean, it has to be. Because it was lighting the test light when you push it in, just gently. I really don't understand. Alright, so I took the switch out and put a mirror right over the switch hole. And in there you can see, well, whatever it's supposed to be touching, it's kind of a ramped piece that should move in and out. So when we go into 4-wheel drive, that ramp should rise up and push the switch, right? So let me maybe measure the distance from the edge, you know, the mating surface to the bottom of that hole, and then we'll shift it into 4-wheel drive and remeasure and see why that button's not being pushed. Alright, so let's shift it into 4-wheel drive. It's blinking. Why is it blinking? Should be in 4-wheel drive. It's not. Let's go back. Oh, jeez. Blinking again. Okay, it's locked in. Let's see what happened to our switch. So, using a zip tie, I measured the depth of the switch in 2-wheel drive position. See that yellow mark? Now, let's inspect if it moved at all. Yes, it should have moved. You can see that the rod is now kind of in the way. Really hard shot to do here. You can see it's not that flat spot anymore, it's like a raised spot. And we can measure with the zip tie. It should be pushing up on the switch. It's like a 1/4 inch sticking out more now. So this switch, when it's screwed in, should be depressed. Like, it only takes that much, just a little bit, to turn it on. So I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so now it's in 4-wheel drive. Differential is not locked, so if you put it in neutral, it would spin the drive shaft. And now this rod is back to a flat spot. So is that switch only on when you're in 4-wheel drive locked? Perhaps that is the case. There's another switch right here which is on when 4-wheel drive is locked too. We saw that, you know, on our testing. So let's go back to 4-wheel drive locked. So we press the diff lock button. See, it's blinking. If I ground the switch, oh, I shouldn't ground the switch. Okay, so now it should be in 4-wheel drive locked. So apparently it wants the switch grounded to be happy, because it's blinking right now. Okay, so right now 4-wheel drive locked. Let's see where the rod is. Okay, it's back in its high state. I wish OEM service info would tell you the states of these switches in different modes. That would be extremely helpful instead of trying to reverse engineer the system, Toyota. So right now that should be a little bit higher than the yellow mark that I made. So I should have depressed the switch, but did it? Was it enough? What if we put it in without that crush washer? You can try it. We put an ohmmeter on it while we're screwing it in. Would that help? I mean, right now it's free, and then I'm just starting to feel the resistance. So let's plug it in. There we go. Let's see if it works now. This would be crazy if it did. So diff unlock, 4-wheel drive, it's happy. On 4-wheel drive, blinking again. Oh, it's because I have the switch grounded. Don't bypass switch. Okay, here we go. There we go. Is it happy now? 4-wheel drive. Okay, that's in 4-wheel drive. Regular. 2-wheel drive. Still blinking. Now it's happy. Okay. 4-wheel drive. All the way through. Diff lock. There you go, you heard it click in. Undiff lock. And 2-wheel drive. Works perfectly. But with the crush washer not working. We could try the old crush washer. There must be a really tight tolerance on that distance. The Toyota's blowing my mind. Well, what the heck? Alright, so now the switch is installed with the original crush washer. 4-wheel drive. There he goes. It's happy. Diff lock. Not happy. Not happy with the crush washer in place. You can shift it out of 2-wheel drive. Nope. Let me take out the crush washer, maybe put some Teflon threads on the thing and call it a day. I mean, we could reuse the original switch, but it was flaky. I really don't know how to explain the difference between this one and the new one. The new one's definitely better, but it's still not perfect. Alright, final test drive. 2-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive locked. 4-wheel drive unlocked. Back to 2-wheel drive. Solid. Let's go into 4 low. That's 4 low. 4 low with diff lock. And we'll just go back to 2 high. It's good. It's happy. Ready to ship. Weird problem. Weird solution. So no crush washer, just Teflon tape. It's the sensor for some reason wants to sit a little deeper. I can't explain it. What is there any wear on that shaft that goes in? I don't think so. Is the OE, I mean the sensors look identical. I can't explain the exact failure because the new sensor with the crush washer, same thickness, was still not getting depressed. But this one, you saw on the bench that it needed to be depressed even more to activate, so that's also a problem. So it did need a new switch, installed without the crush washer. Now it's happy. No more fussing. Original module. So that's it. Let's take a final test drive just to be 100%. Okay, so for future reference, pin 6, 4-wheel drive switch, red and black. When is it supposed to be pulled down the ground? So in 2-wheel drive, no test light, so 12 volts. We have that written there. Let's switch into 4-wheel drive. It went on and off, so in 4-wheel drive, in 4-wheel drive free, it's high, so whatever, 11.7. And if we turn the diff lock on, boom, grounded. So are you telling me that both pin 6 and pin 18, the yellow one, are grounded in only 4 high lock? How does that make any sense? You would think they would be different. I thought this one, the red and black, would be grounded in both 4 high locked and 4 high. Let's go to the yellow wire. That one's grounded in 4 high lock. If we undo the diff lock, that's 4 high. That's what I expect. That's what we wrote down last time. But in 4-wheel drive regular, why is the red and black wire not grounded? I mean, it's not. Only in lock mode is that grounded. So that doesn't make any sense. Why this one right here, but I don't have a known good to compare to, and this works fine. So if we shift to neutral, I'll prove to you that we're not in diff lock mode. I can spin the wheel. The drive shaft spinning, it's spinning the transmission in neutral, and if we turn on the diff lock, there you go, wheel's locked in. No diff lock, just regular 4 high. Drive shaft spinning, everything's good. Go back to 2-wheel drive. There, now everything's free. Axle's unlocked, no drive shaft spinning. So that's known good. Both of these switches are only grounded in 4 high lock. There you go. Alright, here we go. Test drive. We're in 2-wheel drive. Push the magic button. Boom, 4-wheel drive. Push the diff lock button. Diff lock is on. VSC off. Push it again. Solid, okay. So right now we should be able to turn without crow hopping in 4-wheel drive since the center diff is unlocked. Looks good. Let's put it in 4 low. Yep, we're definitely in 4 low. Okay. Put it in 4 high. And push the button. And we're in 2-wheel drive. So that's it. This Toyota was a little bit fussy, but back in action. You know, 1 part required with a little bit of modification. But if it's happy, it's happy. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.